But then we're with Drew, who leaves his room and then falls down the stairs and hits his head. And I'm like, guys, he might have a concussion. Can we check on him a little more thoroughly than we did? But then he keeps saying, like, I did it. I did it. I did it. And then it's like, okay, well, he definitely slept with Katie. And then he, like, rips off his shirt and starts, like, jumping up and down and celebrating. And it's
horrible.
Aggro.
I did not care for any of that. Even a teeny tiny bit.
And then the next morning, we hear Mrs. Torres, like, yelling at Drew, and she does not sound happy. And
so
he's
we
like,
assume
oh,
it's
no.
the party thing.
But then he goes downstairs and he sees that the basement is all cleaned up, and apparently she's just mad because of the classes he was taking, because they're too easy, I guess. I don't know. And then and then he finds out that Dallas and Adam cleaned up, and apparently Drew streaked last night as well.
And someone wrote on his lower back, "Nice bum," with an arrow.
But then, so it's like, oh, Drew doesn't remember anything that happened. But then we're
planting some seeds for later.
Fucking Claire and Eli,
who fell asleep on
the phone together, and it's still on. And they're like talking to each other, and it's like, you have morning voice. Look who's talking. Blah. And then
listen, as much as I love them, I'm never gonna enjoy that kind of like grossness.
No, I don't need to see that. And then I don't need to see that. Comeback reference, anybody? No. Okay, they're having their first date tonight, and it's very exciting.
But they seem so happy.
They do. Like, they're so happy and excited about it.
God.
And it's very cute.
Eli
cute.
looking
Eli
real
so
smiley and without the eyeliner.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
But then we're with Tori and Maya, and Tori is like, you're going to be like the next big indie band, like the Black Eyed Peas.
And Maya's like, what? No? What?
What are you talking
Never
about?
mind.
And then Tori helps her with her cutlets.
Again, is there anything worse than the fucking Black Eyed Peas?
Not much.
Nope.
But then Maya's cutlet situation is giving her like a uniboob. So I'm wondering, so does Maya just wear like sports bras or training bras? Like usually like I feel like that wouldn't happen if you have a regular bra on, if it's like moving around a lot.
I don't know.
So maybe Tori's helping her. Tristan comes by and is like, what's going on? And they're like, nothing. And he's like, I don't even want to know.
Which is fair.
And then we are in like Drew walks into calculus class, which like Drew does not belong in calculus.
Drew has no business in calculus.
And Katie's in there, and he's confused about why she's being so nice to him.
She's like, I've never felt closer to you.
It's gross. And then he gets up and throws up in front of the class, but at least he found a trash can.
Which, good on him.
Yeah. And then we find out that Claire's doing like a co-op with a local journalist, which is very Ellie. But then she's like, oh no, it starts tonight. I have to cancel my date. Mwah. Oh my God. But then we're at the band auditions.
Oh my God.
And Imogen does like
Imogen's amazing.
Does like a Miss Congeniality like water glass song audition.
It's amazing.
It's amazing and
most
ridiculous.
Response was, thanks, Imogen. That was pretty weird.
Which is not wrong.
Which made me laugh. I like delighted me so much. I was like, yes.
Because she doesn't even sing a song. She's just like, la, 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 la.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so good. Thanks, Imogen. That was pretty weird.
It was so good.
She just does not give a shit.
She does not care at all.
Fucking hilarious.
Great.
It was so good.
And then
we've really turned a corner on Imogen.
We really have. And then Maya walks up and is like all confident and is like, I'm doing great. And I'm like, Maya, nobody notices your boobs, but I'm glad if it makes you feel better, like good on you for having your confidence. And then she starts playing the cello and Mo looks impressed. And then
because she's a very impressive cello player.
And then Drew is talking to Dallas and he's like, I need you to fill in the blanks of what happened with me last night. Katie's being nice to me. I don't know what's going on. And then Dallas is like, well, you probably had sex. Like, check your wallet. Is the condom gone? Then you'll know. And it's like, that's not really how that works. But okay,
no,
whatever.
I mean, the condom could still be there, and maybe they were just irresponsible.
Yeah. But then he opens his wallet and he sees that the condom is missing. And he's like, oh no, I had sex with Katie. And then we're back at the auditions, and
Also, he could have turned the condom into a balloon. I'm just saying. We've watched
very drunk.
We've watched it happen on this show.
Yes, we have. Multiple times.
Never forget Ashley and Jimmy.
But also never forget the time when Spinner tied like JT up and gave him like a condom balloon head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, then we're at the audition and a cutlet fell out of Maya's shirt. And she keeps playing, but it's very awkward.
But
and then she runs away when she's done. Yeah.
Also, that girl can move quick while toting a cello.
True.
That is some upper body strength.
But then we're with Drew and Adam, and Drew's like, what do I do? Like, I had sex with Katie, but like, I want to be with Bianca, la la la. And Adam is like, you're in a situation that most guys would dream of. You have two girls fighting over you, and you fuck it up like this? You're such an idiot, like, basically.
Pretty much.
And he's like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, you're the one who had sex last night. Man up, or something like that.
Which is solid.
And then Drew walks into chemistry class, and like both Bianca and Katie are like, be our partner. And it's awkward. And so then they all are working together, and Katie's being all like lovey-dovey, and Bianca's like, what the fuck's happening?
Bianca's pissed. Also, so halfway through the class, well, no, at the very beginning, the instructor is like, this is going to be your lab partner for the whole term. So are Drew and Katie going to be lab partners for the whole term now?
Let's hope not. For Drew's sake, I guess. But then Katie walks away and Bianca's like, what the fuck? And then Drew's like, I did break up with her, but like it kind of reversed. I don't know. I need to figure it out. Please pretend like one more time. And Bianca's like, oh, don't worry. Next time I won't be pretending. And is like, she is not having any of it,
no,
which is fair.
Very fair. I would be the same way. I wouldn't have, I don't think I would have waited around this long.
No. And then we're with Tori and Maya, and Tori's like, hey, I heard what happened. Are you okay? And
they're calling you chicken cutlet.
And then Maya's all upset, and she's like, and then Tori's like, you look great. Like, just wait a year. It's going to be fine. And she's like, why don't you have to wait a year? And Tori's like, I got held back in grade 4. Don't tell anybody. Which I thought was funny.
I thought that was great. Also, I really like how their, like, relationship is going.
I know. And she's like, and she's putting things in perspective for Maya. She's like, please, I would give up, like, all what I have to have the amount of, like, musical talent you have. Like, it's not all about having boobs, even though it seems like that's a really big deal right now.
Plus, you'll probably have boobs in a year. And also, if you
get
boobs,
it's kind of fine.
Like, people don't really care that much.
People don't care. And also, I mean, I don't have big boobs. I was also similarly, like, I was never very flat-chested, but I was always, like, I feel like when you're a teenager, you think that you want your boobs to get as big as they can get because male gaze society.
Patriarchy.
But honestly, having smaller boobs is, like, way easier.
It is.
To be honest.
It really is.
Like, it doesn't hurt your back. You can wear, like, most clothing.
If you don't feel like wearing a bra, it's not, like, super necessary.
Yeah, I don't even technically, like, need to wear a sports bra to the gym. If I, like, forget on accident, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not great, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's, like, it's fine. Guys, just don't stress about that. If you're in that predicament, I don't know.
Yeah. I know way more people with really huge boobs who want breast reductions than people with no boobs who want implants.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, not a health issue.
Right. But also, if you want implants, you do you. Whatever makes you feel better about, like, yourself and, like, your
I think the only thing for me is that I like...
self-esteem.
I already, like, don't have a great back. So, like, I feel like, my back went out literally as I was standing here 15 minutes ago. I'm like...
And you're like, oh.
I'm, like, an old person. So I feel like it would just, like, destroy my back.
I just feel like... Even whenever I, like, have put on a push-up bra, it feels unnatural to me that I'm just like, no, what's going on? Cleavage? What's that? Anyway, we've talked about boobs long enough.
It's the theme of the episode.
It truly is. And then we are with Eli and Claire, and Claire comes up and is like, so so, hey. And he's like, guess what? I got Arcade Fire tickets.
A lot of Arcade Fire in Degrassi.
Well, I looked it up and they are from Canada, so
Okay.
I have a feeling that's why.
Probably.
And she's like, oh, crap, I have my co-op tonight, but what time? I'll try to make it. And it's like, okay, whatever. And
He does look a little disappointed.
Yeah, and she's going to try to do both. But then we're with Drew and Dallas and Adam. And Dallas and Adam are basically, like, coaching Drew on how to, like, break up with Katie so it actually works.
Which, it's actually all really good advice.
I know. Like, Dallas says something really... She says, being the good guy isn't doing anyone any favors. That's how you got yourself in this mess in the first place.
Which
and
is
I'm
true.
like, this is very fair.
If you're going to break up with someone, you know, don't be a dick, but, like,
But also,
be
don't beat
blunt.
around the bush.
Be blunt.
It's better that way because it offers closure. Everyone's on the same page.
Yeah.
It's better to be like, you're being less of a dick if you like are just like blunt in the moment rather than like leading someone on and trying to soften the blow, because that shit sucks worse.
Yeah.
And then we are with Mo, and Mo like approaches Maya in the hallway. And he's like, you dropped something on your way out. And she's like, I know, it's fine. Forget about it. And he's like, well, I took a closer look at it. And she's like, what are you talking about? And it was like
It was her sheet music.
sheet music. And he's like, I need you in the band. Like, you're amazing. Like, what else can you do? And Maya's like, I can play like all of these instruments. Anything with strings is pretty easy for me to pick up. And it's like, okay, so Maya's the real like musical genius on the show. Why were we trying to pretend that Sav was ever the musical genius on the show?
Who knows? Maya's amazing.
And she's in the band, which is exciting.
And the thing with this is that it boosts her confidence.
Yeah. And then
Because
fucking Owen and his hockey bros come by and he's like, hey, chicken cutlet, or I'm hungry for some chicken, or I don't know. He says something about the chicken cutlet thing.
and then she
throws
throws it
at him. And
amazing.
he's like, and then she's like, keep it. It's the most action you're going to get all year. And it's great.
It's so good. And Tori's like, I'm in love with you.
She's like, you're my hero. And then we're at the journalism co-op thing with Claire, and the big shot journalist guy is like, gives her a big old packet of stuff, and he's like, you're fact checking. I'm like, we're giving a high schooler the fact checking job? I feel like someone's gonna have to check her work, because I don't know if I would trust like a 16-year-old to do my fact checking for like a newspaper or wherever he works. And then it's like very intimidating, and it's like, yeah, it doesn't look like Claire's going to be able to leave early.
No.
And then,
But I do like that he calls her Newsy.
and then
Then they're breaking up.
Okay, no, I was gonna say, I'm like, didn't Ellie have a nickname at her college paper? But I was like, oh no, he called her Frosh.
Yeah.
Let's not remember that.
Frosh.
Fucking Jesse. That was his name, right?
Yeah,
Jesse?
it was Jesse.
God.
He
Who made out
like
with
a
Caitlin.
Jesse. Oh my god, who made out with Caitlin? I forgot.
Oh god, we've come so far. And
Have
then,
we?
I mean, it's just been like literally
Literal
we have
just-
watched
yeah.
so many episodes of Degrassi. And then we're with Drew, who finally breaks up with Katie.
Oh my god, but she's so
and
sad
it
that
is
it
very
hurts.
rough. And he tells her about Bianca, which is really harsh, where he's like, so before you went to rehab, I wanted to be with Bianca, but we were waiting for you to get better. And I feel like that makes it even worse.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were going to bring up Bianca, I feel like he's like, I like Bianca. I can't, like, that's how I feel. Like, maybe not give so many of the details.
Well, I think if he didn't give so many of the details, she would have been like, this is so sad and why is this happening?
Yeah, I guess so. And I'm like, I don't know how great this is going to be for her, like, addiction problems.
No.
But it's going to, but, like, he needed to be blunt, too. But then he's like, so she also doesn't know that we slept together, so, like, don't tell her. Okay, thanks. And I'm like, you don't have the right to ask her to do that for you, Drew. Like, that's something that you kind of have to come to terms with on your own. And, like, I feel like asking her to keep that a secret is extremely shitty. And she doesn't have to keep your secret, bro. You made a mistake. Anyway, then we're with Claire at work, and she finishes fact-checking on time, but then the journalist guy's like, well, we're about to go cover a protest. Want to come? It's a great honor on your first day. And she's like, hold on a second. And then she calls Eli and lets him know what's going on.
And he makes a very dark joke about driving his hearse into a tree
I'm like,
or
maybe
a wall.
don't joke about that. And he's like, no, it's fine. I understand. Being all in doesn't mean dropping everything. And
Oh
they're
my
being
God,
so
it's
mature
so
about
good.
it.
And then he's like, and she's like, you're going to bring Adam? He's like, he's going to lose his goddamn
Yeah.
mind.
And it's like, it's fine. He's going to the concert anyway. He's bringing his